Hi everyone, Cendril here, and welcome back to Final Fantasy II, where we will try to get through Pandemonium today. That's the goal, which means beat the game. that's the goal. Where is HP increased? I don't have cool intro music, so. Oh wow, you just walked through the wall. Oh, can't walk through that one. I drained thought because I just walked through that wall. Hope all of you are having a really happy Friday. Hi, Neko. There's the door. Door is here somewhere. He's dead. Won't take any MP from him. There's the power of Masamune, by the way. These enemies that have no defense. I can take MP from him. Yes, I can. Okay. We haven't been to these two doors on the side. Hi, Zarzla. Maze. Gotta cleanse it, Maze. What? Sorry, that was the paladin. Genji armor. Run, start a box. Beelzebub. Oh, well, somebody just got blasted by Flare 16. Leon, can you take that? Flare 16. This gets red by the oh, sword. What else is new? Berserker. Where's that going? I guess why not? There we go. Fear and Mave just yep. With buffs like that on. Got stamina increased, got HP increased. We have Genji armor. Of course. Boasting the finest defense. I'm sure it's super heavy. He's already wearing dragon armor, so. I gave Leon the Genji helm as well. Maybe just have him wear the Genji set. Probably go last, but He'd have a ton of defense. Sure, why not? Leon could be the super king. And I gave the ribbon to Furion. That's all that's here, unless there's a secret. Devil. I will cast Fire 11. Everybody's faster now. Yep, everybody's faster than Leon now. That's fine. I better not see him take hardly anything from any hit. Magic. Yeah, but not a physical attack. You better be able to take those now. You're wearing a set of Genji armor. No excuse. Yeah, you took 0. There we go. Some of the finest armor in not just Final Fantasy history, just gaming history in general. Genji armor tends to be super high tier. You know, super top tier armor. Legendary armor. Might get to osmosis now. Never mind. Right. That means door number 3. Lead us on. Work. The jammer. Oh no, he's gonna demand healing. Guy's agility. Around we go. 0. That's what I want to see. A protect ring. A ring affording protection against instant death. Use that. And then he has the Aegis shield. So that should be good. Go this way. Devil. Warp 9. That just insta-kills. You have to hit one. Because the Aegis shield should protect him from that. And everybody else has a ribbon on. Or a protect ring. Heck, Maria has both, doesn't she? Yeah, she has a ribbon and a protect ring on. Nope. What do we have here? Primitive Strike! Oh, it's still MP, but I don't have to. Attack! Kill. Blaster 10. Nope. should have some protection against that, except for Guy. He doesn't have a ribbon. He has that protect ring. He doesn't have a ribbon. But he's been pretty good about not getting hit by those lately. So. What's in charge? A ribbon! Monster in a box! Okay, after we kill Astaroth here. Good, I'm tired of you hitting me with your axe. Oh, wait. Wrong. Didn't have much problem with that. I was a Galik player, so... I got range. Anyway. Fury may have just one-shot. No, not quite. He did a ton of damage, though. He's level 5. Oh, good. He's level 5. Oh, Scourge 16. Goodbye. Fairy just hit you for 4K. Fairy's HP increased. Fairy's ultimate level increased. Spirit increased. HP increased. Oh, good. Now ultimate is level 8. Ribbon! I don't have to worry about that for him either. Go! Things are going well. This way. Down. Fog 6, nothing. This is what I need. Dispel 8. Nobody has any buffs on, so joke's on you. Thunder 10, oh no. Yeah, anyway. And down. Where his magic defense increased. Okay. Few things. Ether for go. All right. Oh. Ah! Shortcut. I've probably missed a lot of those in this area. Charm, blaster. And got you. Gone. Guys, magic defense increased. Diamond Chorus, interesting. Man, every time I see Ultima's animation, then the damage output is so disappointing. Oh, sweetheart. The reason for that is because Ultima's power isn't just what level it is, it's what level all your spells are. And all your weapon levels. So to make Ultima super broken, you have to do a lot of grinding, which I didn't do. Like if you take the time to get like all the spells to 16 and all the weapon levels really high, because weapon levels take forever. But if you can get all your spells to 16 or up in the 10s, you really start to see Ultima. You really start to see the power that Ultima has. Right, you can hit for max with Ultima. I believe in this game for sure. If you like max out everything, if I remember correctly. Yeah, see, there's me saying 7,000 plus damage. You can, once you level up all the spells, you really start seeing Ultima's damage, but I didn't do that. Okay. Moving on. Okay. Floor 7. Ultima looks super cool though. I like the way the spell looks. It makes it feel like it has... like that looks like the Ultima spell. Not traditionally. It looks like an ultimate spell. It looks really powerful. Devil wolves and monster plants. What does the world come to? Fear's magic defense increased. How's HP increased? Sage's wisdom. Sure. Plus with Ultima anyway. It just takes a ton of time to level up. To level things up. And it's not like in FF7 where I could use magic pots or something really easy to level up. And it was still a lengthy process in 7, but at least you can make a lot of progress relatively fast. You could really feel like you're making progress. Here, you really don't. Like, I've been casting Ultima for a while, and it's still just that much of a bar above 8. I started casting Cure a lot with Maria. Outside of battle, she's almost got it to 13. She's still 3 levels from max. I also liked how in Final Fantasy 1, Bahamut changed their class. I thought it was really cool. I really didn't start doing that because I'm used to Leon going next. He doesn't go next. I can have Fury and just hit his own enemy and kill it. Agility increased, magic defense increased. Just keep going around. Oh no, ambushed by a single devil wolf. Must think highly of himself. Well, fire gigas and some bombs in the background. Okay. And Blizzard 6. I like the way Blizzard level 6 looks. It's cool. And that one's dead. And done. Floor 8. This is it, I think. No. No, it's not. I know what the final floor is. Blue dragon. Get MP back from you. Thunderbolt 16. Xavier is so dangerous now. Increased. Hey, a Holy Lance! Guess I could break that one. Would be mean if they had a broken teleporter somewhere, insta-kill for the stupid. That would be not cool. like at all. Let's go down here. Ooh, saw a treasure chest. Fuse, which doesn't do anything. Dead. Doing good so far. Hellfire obtained from the chest. Another Hellfire. Like the right. Ugh, roundworms. Pretty attack. Dead. Can do that with the blood sword and Messamine. Yep, sure can. There is HP increased. Guy's HP increased. Okay, teleporter. Let's move on. Floor 9. Oh, that killed, huh? There we go. Boom. Blood sword doesn't do a lot of damage. Oh, here we go. Floor 10. Adds as many floors as the tower. This is it. Time to die to the final boss. I mean, I think we'll be okay. Alright. Alright. Time to just permanently kill you, because can't send you back to hell. I mean, that didn't work. So, just gonna have to wipe you from existence. You've braved the bowels of hell to reach me. But the hand of man, which deals in false justice and forsaken love, can never hope to defeat the Lord Master of Hell. It's the Emperor. We can defeat you because Furion doesn't deal in false justice. Too cool for that. He's too holy. Okay. What is this, Diablo? Killed him a couple of times. Well, I really want to catch Blink. Blink's good. Berserk on Furion. He's the one that's going to be throwing down here. Berserk level 8. Okay. The Emperor likes to cast a lot of bad status effects, like Curse. If you have a ribbon, that's no problem. Furion just did 5,000 HP worth of damage. By the way, I wasn't going to die to him. I have to create tension somehow. If you have the Blood Sword equipped, and Masamune to a lesser extent, but if you have the Blood Sword equipped, just buff the heck out of Furion and have him light up the Emperor. And remember, Berserk stacks. I don't think Haste does. Berserk level 8. Take 5,000, 2,500, and Starfall 10. Fancy spell. Stack Berserk again. Stays again. Alright, again, Furion. Yeah, cure the party. Continue casting Berserk. Berserk level 8. Curing was just a tiny bit faster. Take 9,000. Take 10,000. 11,000. Take 11,000. Bye! If you have the Blood Sword, this battle goes extremely well in your favor. It's why the Blood Sword is one of the legendary weapons of Final Fantasy history, thanks to Final Fantasy II. Furion's Blood Sword is one of those weapons. It's why in Dissidia, it's his trump card. Forget what it's called. His like super attack. His blood sword. That's why. Because it's just synonymous with him now and just the sheer power of it. Unbelievable. Defeated by insects like you. Not once, but twice. Who are you? And banish from existence. It's done. Now let's get out of here. Yeah, main characters, that's who they are. But that's Furion. He's awesome.
It's finally over, isn't it?
If it's not, Furion's just gonna wreck the next thing with his with blood sword, so.
It was a long struggle, but with the Emperor gone, we've nothing left to fear.
Go ahead, Leon. Say you want to be the next Emperor. Do it. Right here. Come on. Go ahead. Fight Furion one-on-one. That Genji armor won't help you against his against the blood sword.
With all my heart, I thank you.
With the combined strength of Kashuan and Finn, we'll build the kingdom anew. Together, Princess, we will create a kingdom even fairer than the old. Though once a coward, I now stand here a new man. I have all of you to thank for that. You have my deepest gratitude. I'm sure Scott is smiling down on me from above. Look at you. You realize what you've done? Who am I supposed to steal from with the Empire gone? You put me out of a job! Sorry, Paul. Guess I'll have to start stealing from you. Better watch your backs. No stealing the blood sword.
You sure showed him, Furion. You're every bit the bloke I pegged you for. Do you ever feel like trying your hand at pirating? What? Did not sit well with you, Maria? Looks like your next battle's already begun, Furion. You did it! I'm sure my dad's happy for you too, up there in the clouds. I'm gonna be working here, serving the princess. I just want to do whatever I can to help out.
Joseph?
We must now dedicate ourselves to the task of restoring what was lost. Farewell. Words cannot express my gratitude to you all.
War finally over. Yes.
We can live in peace again. Together. Right, Leon?
For us, there can be no going back.
But why? Don't go! Furion, stop him!
Maria, Leon is right. We've been through too much. I can't stop him. Not now. Leon, we will meet again. Well, we should be going too. This is only the beginning. Their long struggle was finally at an end. The Emperor, Pandemonium, the monsters plaguing the world, all had vanished without a trace. Peace had returned once more. The wounds of the war would mend. And the memory of those bitter days would fade. But one thing would never be forgotten. That a band of young heroes once saved the world. And that is Final Fantasy II. Yeah, Furion with the Blood Sword, and Masamune again to a lesser extent, but the Blood Sword just destroys the Emperor. Both times you fight him. Have Blood Sword, will win. Now, the Emperor does have a few nasty attacks. He can insta-kill, if I remember right. Has a bunch of status effects. If you have Ribbon on and Protect Ring, you don't have to worry about all of that. And you should be strong enough to take the rest of the hits, especially if you buff up. He can dispel, just rebuff yourself. And I mean, you saw Furion, just Furion took him down in a couple of rounds. Blood Sword. That's why this Blood Sword was so scary. Now, fun fact, in the old versions of Final Fantasy II, there's a second Blood Sword. It was where we got that power staff. See, I thought that was a Blood Sword too, and I was right. It's just was taken out of remakes. So you can dual wield them and have Furion super wreck something. As if you needed a second one, as you saw. Just one. Just obliterate the Emperor. So there's the power of Furion. That's why he's awesome. Blood Sword. Be scared. It's super powerful. And then, for the things the Blood Sword didn't do a lot of damage, once we had Masamune, it did a lot of damage. So, Furion's doing a ton of damage to you either way. Final thoughts on Final Fantasy II while I let the credits roll is that it's weird. It's a weird one. I like the characters. I actually like the fourth character kind of rotating out. I think that's different, that's interesting. That you have these three main characters, and then you have this fourth character that rotates out for different things. There's a lot of death in Final Fantasy II. Like compared to some other ones. As in like playable characters. You know, characters that are in your party die quite a bit. So I still think it's an interesting mechanic, though, that you have this rotating fourth character, and that they have different strengths and weaknesses. That they use different weapons well, different stats. I like that. Some of them don't feel as powerful, like Leon there at the end. I mean, Furion's ready to go, and so's the rest of the party. So, I mean, he could be really good if you took some time to train him up a little bit. Mainly, it's the low HP. To me, I still like Minwu the best. I think Minwu's awesome. I like the plot, because the plot of Final Fantasy II is pretty straightforward. There's evil Emperor, and you have to do all these things basically to get at the Emperor. I like that. There's one bad guy, and that's who it is. You're going through trying to stop him. I'm down. I like that. I don't need you know, a bunch of different, you know, big evil bads, trying to have this super complex story that just at the end makes no sense. This one's really straightforward. We did everything to get at the Emperor, blew up the Dreadnought, you know, got Mithril, blew up the Dreadnought, met all these characters, killed him, and then he came back from Hell, and then we went to Hell and killed him again. That's awesome! So, I like that. The thing that kills Final Fantasy II to me is the level up system. It's so bad because even when you're progressing, you still don't get a great sense of progression. Even when, you know, it's like strength increased, you know, stamina increased, you know, you got more HP, you have to wait, you know, you have to wait to get more HP, do all these battles to get more HP. You are getting stronger, but it's just nowhere near as satisfying as seeing level 6 and then knowing you got better. You know, oh, I went from level 5 to level 6. The characters are better because all their stats went up. It just, you don't get that. You don't get that here. Leveling up the spells is a huge pain. It's super time consuming. And again, it just, you can cast it over and over and over and over again. You can do 30 fights and just be casting Ultima, for example. And the bar will go up just a little bit. It just becomes a huge grind that's not fun. Like I grinded out Materia in Final Fantasy VII. I did that for hours. And while that's not fun, it was a heck of a lot more fun than this. Than trying to level up spells in FF2. All in all, I like Final Fantasy II. If it had a level system, this would probably be one of my more favorite Final Fantasies. Because I like the character. It's an older one, so there's not a lot of character interaction, but I would like the characters a lot because I like Furion. I like Guy, just the random thing, you know, that he speaks with animals. The interaction with the princess. You go, you meet these characters like Minwu, like Joseph. Like I said, I like the story. It's just that one of the main parts of an RPG is the combat system. You're going to spend a lot of time in combat. Story, combat system. And sadly, Final Fantasy II falls in the latter. Does it still play? Yes. Can you get through it? Obviously, I did. And there's things to like about Final Fantasy II. Bloodsword. Bloodsword characters. But to me, even the level up system holds the game back. It really does. But it's not a bad Final Fantasy. Let's save the clear data. Yay! Alright, now I keep getting told about this Soul of Rebirth mode. So I guess I load up the clear file. Go through the door. You must take Ultima. Do not grieve. This was my destiny. Hi, Minwu. What is this place? Am I dead? What's that noise? Is someone there? Gordon? Not much for talk. Let's see how you bleed. I'll not flee before a shade of the Empire. This I swear on the honor of House Casual. Behind you! Look out! Minwoo, and he still has all of his stuff. That's cool. So you play as dead characters in this mode. I think it's what I picked up from everybody talking in chat over the past 10 streams or so. That is going to do it for Final Fantasy II, by the way. I'm just going to show off a little of this. I'm not going to play through this mode because it's Friday and it's a good time to end the series since I did the main story, but I am going to show it off a little bit. And I'm here, I might as well protect. We have a few spells. So I assume this is, what was his name, Scott? The brother? What do you cast? I gave you fire. We can cast that. Do as much as I wanted to. Thankfully, they can't hurt, especially with Protect them. Oh, Scott gets the stuff Gordon had? Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, Moon's equipment's old now. We'll get through this fight eventually. Yeah, too bad, Minwoo doesn't know. Yeah, see? That javelin. Ether. Too bad Minwoo doesn't know, Osmos. That'd make things way better. Yay! Finally killed one. Yay! Ooh, staff and spear level increased, strength increased, stamina increased, strength increased. Hey, mithril armor. Minwoo? The White Wizard of Fen? It's me, Scott of Kashuan. Prince Scott, I heard you fell in Fen. So I did. I gave a ring to a young group sent by the rebels, and then... That means that this place must be... So, you're dead too? Then, Hilda and Gordon, are they... No. Princess Hilda and Prince Gordon are well. Or, at least they were when I died. Then it is true. You're as dead as I am. Yes. Seeing you here has removed all doubt. How did it happen? Let me guess. The Imperials? No. The decision to yield my life was my own. It was the only way to break the seal binding the ultimate magic. Ultima? Has the Empire grown so powerful that we must resort to such a terrible magic? I am confident my death was not in vain. By now, the young warriors to whom you gave your ring should possess Ultima. Them? Furion, Maria, Guy. They form the core of our rebel forces. I see. Where exactly does that put us? The afterlife, I suppose. And hell at that, judging by the scenery. I did take the lives of many foes while fighting the Empire. Or perhaps Jade? The passage to hell? I don't know. Let's find out. Yay! Got mithril armor, which is the same. You have all the mithril stuff Gordon had. An elixir! It's worthless. I need equipment. Game, I need equipment. Glacia Labos. Oh well, Minwu died. Yay, we died. That was fun. That's what I expected to happen. Like, you had to have given the people good equipment. So, oh well. There you go. So you play as characters that were dead. That's neat. It's neat you get to play as Minwu again. I assume you go, you find equipment. You can probably find everything you can in the normal game for them. You can probably even find Ultima through some wizardry. Because that would be fun. It'd be fun to play as those characters, especially if you like those characters. So if you like Minwu, like I like Minwu, you get to play through the game again. So that's cool. But that is going to do it for Final Fantasy II. Again, it's definitely not the worst Final Fantasy. Oh no. We'll get to that one in the future. You find Ultima when you defeat a bonus boss, but only Minwu can learn it. That's fine. That's who I would want to learn it. I want Minwu to know Ultima. But oh no, it's not the worst Final Fantasy. But it's, I don't know. Someday I should like rank the Final Fantasies to me, just for my own fun. That way I could say this one's like a middle of the road Final Fantasy or whatever. But it has a lot that I don't like about it, but it has things that I do. So, I mean, it's not a bad Final Fantasy. They tried something different. 12. Somebody just asked what the worst Final Fantasy was in my opinion. 12. Without a doubt. So, I could make it a video. I could, but I don't like those kind of videos. Because people, then everybody gets salty and, who knows, I might make it a video anyway. If the fancy strikes me. At the end of Soul Rebirth, you find the Emperor whose soul... Interesting. That's an interesting spot. I'm not going to say anymore. I figured I had to still do with the Emperor, because everything in Final Fantasy II is the Emperor, but I'm not going to say anymore. Play Soul of Rebirth yourself, and enjoy, because I think it could be really fun, even though I just got, like, 2-rounded there. Like I said, there are things about Final Fantasy II I like, things I don't like, but overall, it's an okay Final Fantasy. We have many more Final Fantasies to go. So next will be Final Fantasy III. I might stream that one as well. Even though you all might be getting tired of me streaming Final Fantasy games. Because now I've streamed 15, I've streamed 7, and now I streamed 2. So you all might be tired of me streaming Final Fantasy games. But we're going to start going in order now. Even though I've jumped around, I did kind of some of my favorites first, just because young channel back then. It was a small channel. Smaller channel. I'm still a small channel. I just wanted to play the games that I like to get more confidence in myself. But now we'll go through Final Fantasies in order. So I never tired of FF streams, never get tired of Final Fantasy. I prefer them to the Let's Play. Maze? You're always here, so your opinion matters a lot to me. The next Final Fantasy will be 3, because I'm going to start going in order now. Of the Final Fantasies I haven't done, so obviously we'll skip 4 and move on, because I've done 4 already on the channel. I'm fine with it. How fine are you with it? Like, Judge Mills Lane's allow it! Like, that fine with it? Or just, I'm fine with it. So, the Final Fantasy I have done, if you're curious, you can find them on the channel. I've done 1, 4, 7, and 15. I did 15 when it first came out, so that was fun. So, I've done those. So we're going to start going, and now 2. So I've done 1, 2, 4, 7, and 15. So next will be 3. Not a fan of 3 personally. Guess what? But we need to go through it, so... So that'll be fun. Jumping back into 3. Ugh. A lot of people love Final Fantasy 3. Again, it's... I think it's the thing people remember all the good things about 3, but they forget the things that were bad. and that'll be fun. So let me answer these questions. The Final Fantasies I will do. Now this is not including spin-offs, because I've done like Final Fantasy Tactics, and I'll do other Final Fantasy spin-off games that that either I know or I like, that are fun. I've played a ton of Final Fantasy games. If it has like Final Fantasy attached to it, there's a really good chance I've played it. So I like to think of myself as like an RPG veteran, maybe master, although I don't like to be as presumptuous as that. And I like to think the same thing about Final Fantasy. While I forget things, specifically about like Final Fantasy 2, like I forgot some specifics, I played the game, I've beaten the game, I know the game decently well. Some games I know better than others. But overall, on the grand scale of, you know, if you pull the lens back, get the wide shot, I have a lot of knowledge about RPGs and Final Fantasy. And I take pride in that. I mean, I love video games, I love RPGs, and I have a lot of pride for having played so many different Final Fantasies and knowing a lot of them. But I do forget things. You know, I'm not perfect or anything. So there's a lot of problems with FF3, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. That'll be next. That's next. Not to say Final Fantasy 3 is a bad Final Fantasy. It's just got things I don't like about it as well. This is kind of when Final Fantasy 1 became this huge hit, and then they wanted to try different things for Final Fantasy 2 and 3. It's what it always felt like to me. And it didn't quite go right. You kind of see some of the systems from 2 and 3 come back in ways in later Final Fantasies, but much more improved. That's what I think. Like, you see a system in 3 come back in 5, and 5 does it better. You see the whole magic level up system as kind of an offshoot of 6 and 7. I didn't say that quite right, but you know what I mean? You kind of see it again in 6 and 7 in like the materia system and the system that 6 uses, in a way, and it's better in those games. So they learned, and that's the best thing. I don't fault the game for trying something new. It just didn't do well for this game, and they tried again in future Final Fantasies, and it goes better, which I think is great. I'm glad that it does go better, that they've learned from their mistakes. So again, we'll get to 3. Here are the Final Fantasies that I will do for sure. We're gonna do the main series, so we're gonna do 1, and I've already done 1 through 15. I already done 1 and 15. So I'll do the ones I haven't done. I'll do 3. I'll do 5. I'll do 6. I'll do 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna do 10 too, as well. Even though it's super fan servicey, there are things to like about that game, and I will show them off. Not the fan servicey parts. The combat system mostly, and some of the music in 10 too is really good as well. But the combat system is definitely worth your time, and a lot of people are super turned off by all the fan service. Trust me, I kind of am as well. But because it's sad, because there's actually a good game underneath all that. There's a good combat system underneath that. So I'll play 10 too. 11's online, so I'm not gonna play it. Second. Let's see, where was I? 11's online, so I'm not going to show any of it off. It was alright. I played it a little bit. It was okay. I'm gonna play 12. Ugh. By the time we get to 12, that remake might be out, so I'll probably play the Zodiac Age. I'll end up playing that one. I'll end up playing that remake. I'm gonna play 13, 13-2, and 13-3. Much to my chagrin. Tell you right now, 13-3, I want to show as much of it off as I can, so I'll probably pull up a guide. I'm not gonna lie to you, just because of how 13-3 is, and just get to that when we get to it. 14's online, so I'm probably not gonna show any of it off. I've heard it's super good though. Ever since they remade it years back, when it was super bad. Before the remake, when they remade it, now they have a bunch of DLC, and it's super great now, is what I've heard. And I already played 15, so, and between now and then, because RPGs take a long time, if there's a Final Fantasy 16, I'll play 16. Yay! So that's the plan. Along with some special stuff, like I played Final Fantasy Tactics, there's some other Final Fantasy type games I could play, and it'll be a lot of fun, whatever we end up going through. Will be a ton of fun. So next, Final Fantasy 3. If you enjoyed the streams, you enjoyed watching me play Final Fantasy 2, please follow the Twitch channel. If you haven't, even if you don't use Twitch a lot, please follow the channel. Help it grow a little bit. Do stop in if you do have the time when I'm streaming. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 2 to 5 Central Standard Time. Pop in. Chat's really nice. Chat is a ton of fun. They're great. If you don't want to chat, that's fine. You could just full screen Final Fantasy or whatever I'm streaming and just watch it. You can have it on in the background. You know, just have it on. It helps. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like the videos and subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more Final Fantasy. If you feel super inclined, on the main page you can find links to Patreon. Become a patron, which is basically monthly donations. That would help me immensely. It would be greatly appreciated. Plus, I'm going to start putting some exclusive stuff on Patreon. Maybe Soul of Rebirth, as one of my patrons in here just said. I think that would be, that's a really good idea. I'm going to start doing more exclusive stuff for patrons. Don't worry if you're not. You'll still get main stories. You know how I am on here, unless this is your first thing while you're watching. If you are, I hope you super enjoyed and had a ton of fun. But I'm gonna start doing like side stories and some extra stuff for patrons to thank them. And I think that's fair. But don't worry, you get everything. You know, on the channel, main story. I'll play through the games. You'll get my commentary, all that stuff. I might start doing things like Soul of Rebirth that I typically don't do. I move on to the next game. I might start doing a little bit of that for patrons. I think that's a really good idea. I've been trying to decide what to do for patrons to thank them for helping support me. So if you would like to help support me, you can find, again, I'll try to remember to put them in the links below. I export these to YouTube, so it doesn't take all my usual links that I just have saved to put in the description of every video. I'll try to remember to put them in the description for this video. So hopefully you'll find the links below to my PayPal tip jar and Patreon. Or if not, you can find them on the main page in the banner on the bottom right corner of the channel banner. You will find those links. Like the video, subscribe. All of it would be greatly appreciated, especially if you do end up deciding, hey, I want to support this guy. I like the mostly positive attitude, because I'm human. I'm not super happy all the time, but I like the positive attitude, the positive atmosphere. He plays RPGs. That's cool. I want to support this guy. Become a patron. It would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Until Final Fantasy III, or whatever project you end up watching, if you're watching this on YouTube. Again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you had a ton of fun. Next will be Final Fantasy III. For those of you in chat that are watching this live, stick around, and I will have some casual Friday extra stream stuff for you, since we're only an hour into the stream. Until next time, I'm Cendril 9. Remember to shoot for the stars, and take care, everyone.